We're going live. Hello, welcome back to the Inwit, Robin. My name is, as the thing on the bottom screen right here says. Firstly, I must apologize for such an atrocious episode I brought to you last week. What a ridiculous thing. This is why I know I say this a lot, but I have a terrible memory. This Sunday, Monday episode, filming on a Thursday. This doesn't work for me. I'm going to forget every little thing because I am so bad with my memory. It's 3 days. So anyway, today I've watched both episodes within the last 24 hours. I've delayed it just so I can stay on top of it and I don't call Josh John and I don't do anything else weird that is standard for me. But anyway, let's get into this week's double ep. So we have an interesting situation. There's been a lot of talk, and I'm seeing a lot of flack and a lot of hate going towards Sam for her big move. I guess we come in and we're still in this weird stalemate with both Sam and Mark. Mark wants to work with these people. Sam doesn't really want to work with those people. She doesn't seem like she has a voice. And once again, we get that here, where Josh has now informed Mark about Geordie revealing the information about the idol. And, I understand the concept for Josh. I understand the idea of, well, Geordie's untrustworthy. I can trust Mark. I want to build the trust. And I want to throw Geordie under the bus. Maybe I want to be in more control. Maybe it's that mentality as well. If I now remove Mark, that's Geordie's move. I don't want it to be Geordie's move. We have an interesting kind of dynamic between the alphas, Geordie and Josh here. So Josh has now told Mark really wants to get rid of Geordie. In turn, Geordie wins individual immunity. So while he wins individual immunity, that means who else can you go for? You have to go for Jesse. You can split those two up. And Jesse becomes, unfortunately, the like it said, like I think Sam said at the end, your brother's loose slips has sunk your ship. And rightly so, I guess. Those two boys, Jesse and Geordie, seem to be the ones who want to play the game, who want to really have something to interact with. They want to really start to shake things up a little bit. They want to go for Mark. They want to go for Josh to start with, and that becomes the vote. It's going to be Josh. We're going after Josh. This is it. But Josh has, in good faith, revealed to Mark the information. And again, as I've always said for quite a while, information is power. Just I guess depends how you use the information. Geordie has been holding on to this information about the Mark's idol for quite a while now. And if I was Mark, I would have tried to get rid of Geordie long ago. As soon as he knew and as soon as Mark said he's a loose thread, I'm trying to get him out. I don't know why Mark didn't. He hasn't tried to get him out. He hasn't tried to make this move until it comes to the point where Geordie has opened his mouth. He was always going to open his mouth. He's never going to keep that a secret. Like, why do you think he was going to keep that a secret? So Geordie is now in Mark's bad books, and Mark's happy to side with Josh. Siding with Josh, getting rid of Geordie. Geordie wins immunity. Let's get rid of his brother Jesse. Once again, we find Sam in that situation where, unfortunately, she doesn't want to get rid of Jesse. Jesse's her number two, aside from Mark, but she's been told what to do. She's lost her voice, as I think I've been reading quite a bit. She's trying to find her voice over the last couple of weeks, and it's kind of a little bit frustrating for her. I could imagine it would be frustrating for her. This is made that little bit more complicated by Geordie and Chrissy winning reward, heading to KFC, or that little KFC buffet, taking Mark, who else went? Jordan. Did Jordan go? Jordan and Josh might have gone. I can't remember who went. See, I mean, this was 24 hours. I've already forgotten. But the point is, Geordie finds the clue, shoves it in Jesse's pants. They now have And of course, great. Love the tactic there. Love the idea of hiding it in brother's pants. Get it off him. Even, but it's, this is the joy of playing Blood versus Water. I'd love to play with my brothers. I'd love to have this, that, because that bond is unbreakable. Yet we've got three. We still at this current point have three couples in the game, which is crazy that the singles haven't sided together already, because couples are dangerous. Couples are one vote together. For the most part, they're plowing on through. So this clue to the idol is now it's hidden. You got to follow the rapids, go find it under the arches, rah, rah, rah. And Jesse goes for the hunt after Geordie wins immunity. Great. Now we're going to be doubled up. We're going to have an idol and we're going to have individual immunity. We're pretty covered here. This should really solidify the plan to take out Josh. Again, I don't know why you'd want to take out Josh. Like, for me, Geordie has the power. Geordie has this information. He has Mark's information. I'd be going for Mark every single time of the week. I'd be trying to take out Mark. I don't know why he goes for Josh. It must be the whole element of everyone thinks Josh is in control. I don't want everyone to think Josh is in control. I want people to think I'm in control. And this need to be in control might be the downfall here, because I would 100% be trying to get rid of Mark. Mark, to me, Josh, it doesn't matter if you're on top. It doesn't matter if you're in control. Control sways. It swings around. You don't need to stay in control. So going after Josh, I feel, was the wrong move. However, in doing so, they want to try and protect themselves. Jesse goes to find the idol. Sam stumbles across finding it. Sam does this really nice thing, is like, give it to me. I can hide it under my skirt. Really, I don't mind this. I don't mind taking the idol off someone. I know people are fuming about this. People are really upset. They're calling Sam a bunch of nasty stuff on the internet. I mean, it's the game. Do I agree with the move? No, I do not agree with the move at all. I like the potential. I like what she's trying to do. I mean, I guess it goes back to the old Black Widow alliance with Cirie, and I think it was Natalie and Parvati. Was it getting them to hand the idol or hand the immunity over, the individual immunity idol over, and vote out Eric, our ice cream scooper, back in season 14 or whatever it was in American Survivor? That was done flawlessly. That was a really beautiful play, well executed. This isn't really well thought through. So while I don't mind what she's trying to do, I don't mind her trying to steal the idol. I don't mind it taking an opportunity and running with it. However, the follow-on effects, I don't think Sam has thought through. Right now, all we're getting is, I'm going to get an idol. I'm going to steal this idol. And now I can vote him out. And that's probably the cause for her to want to switch. She now sees this opportunity. She even says in one of her confessionals that this is the biggest move ever played on Survivor, Australia. I mean, I think, to be honest, I think Dave's move, I can't remember who it was with. It might have been Sean, or like, this is going back to my bad memory. But when Dave's trying to find whoever it is idol, and he's telling her to go hide everywhere else, try and find it everywhere else, and he knows, and he ends up finding it himself and steals the idol without her knowledge. This, to me, is a much smarter game move. It's got strength behind it. The other person doesn't know. You're still playing that they don't have the idol. You've actually literally just taken the idol, shoved it in your pants, headed on back, and grabbed the knife and stabbed Jesse as he walks away. Fun, great, amusing TV, I guess, but watching what you're going to do with the jury is really important. That jury management element. Right now, Jesse even said, that sucks. It's a really, really low blow. Sucks to do. As he's walking away, giving her a hug, having that whispering in the ear, I can destroy your game right now. And he probably should have. But he's a nice guy. I don't know if he should have. But that's a really brutal move to get Jesse and Geordie to vote for you. Oh, hey, Lexi. I didn't know anyone was watching. That's nice. Thanks, Lexi. She's so lucky Jesse didn't decide to blow up her game. I don't know. I don't know if it was why we would blow it up. He's lucky. I mean, Andy did that in his first season, but I don't know. I don't know if I would have blown it up either. Right now, all he has, like, it doesn't matter. If, hypothetically, if Sam gets to the end, which I don't think she will, I don't think she'll get to the end, but hypothetically she gets to the end, the chances of Jesse and Geordie now voting for her are very slim. The chances of Dave, I don't know if Dave would vote for her. I don't know if Dave liked that move either. I don't know if Chrissy liked that move. She definitely now will struggle with jury votes from Jesse and Geordie. I would love Jesse and Geordie be like, hey, that's the game, well played, whatever. I just don't think it was a smart move. And her game, she's probably going to blow her game up. Like that move actually blew her game up. Then we have, following at, Jesse whispers to Geordie that Sam has this idol. And once again, Geordie does the same thing, which I really, really like. Like, Geordie has a lot of potential here. He said it twice. They've got two idols. Two idols are powerful, but especially between a couple, like that's really dangerous. Except they're not going to play the idols correctly. The idols are defensive idols. They should be offensive idols. They should use them to make some moves, not to save themselves. They won't. They'll use it to save themselves, which is going to upset me. But that's okay. Geordie says this beautiful thing is like, it's powerful that they've got these two idols, but I've got something more powerful, which is the information. And I always believe information is more powerful than an idol. And Sam says it as well, which is a stupid sentence. Sam says, Sandra told us never to tell anyone you've got an idol. I mean, I don't know why you need anyone, like, no, to have Sandra say, don't tell you about your idol. You should never tell anyone about your idol. You don't need someone who's played 5 times to tell you not to tell anyone about an idol. If you thought you were going to tell someone about your idol, you're an idiot. Do not tell anyone. I like Mark's approach of not telling anyone, except he's been caught out. Geordie knows. He didn't get rid of Geordie. Geordie has spread it to everyone. So now that idol is a public idol. Foolish. Sam is in the same boat. Tries to say, I'm going to keep you. I'm going to play it for you, Geordie. I mean, what Sam possibly could have done to redeem herself, and this is a wild card, and I don't know. I probably would have done it. I would have given it back to Geordie. I would have given the idol back to Geordie. Because that gives some sort of trust. And then you blindside Geordie. People with idols kind of have a bit more confidence. I mean, Geordie's doing very well in challenges. He's got just a mental willpower to get through. So he's won 2 back-to-backs, which puts him well ahead of Shay as far as challenge threats. Shay will compete, but she's only won those 2 early on, and she hasn't won one for a couple eps now. So, and I mean, she got voted out for the most part. Spoiler. So Geordie has the power. He tries to use the power to his advantage. However, I think he uses it a little too late. He uses it after he wins the immunity challenge, which it comes back to that thing when you get that immunity necklace, you feel powerful, you feel like you can control the vote. He's planting seeds, but he's planting them too late. He should have planted these seeds the very next day. He should have gone. He could have. I mean, Shay came up and says, I don't know why you're not crying. He could have tapped into that vulnerability, which sometimes is really important. As much as this game is a strategic game, if you can use that human connection, that emotional, be really hurt that how could someone do this? You can play that up. Whether you believe it or not, it's irrelevant. But if you play that up from day one, like the moment after Tribal, you could blow up Sam's game there. You can plant the seed. You can start to get Dave on board. It looks like it's too little too late. Dave's a weird one though. Dave doesn't understand the game, and his idea of we got to play it safe this one and then we'll make a move the next one. No, because now they're expecting you to make a move. They've got 2 idols. They can easily defend these 2 idols, defend with these 2 idols. I mean, if they don't win, all they need to do is go, they're coming for us. We both play our idol. We're safe. Anyone else goes home. Whoever we want. So Dave, again, not being a Survivor fan, doesn't really know that this is a really crucial moment. You can go back to back. You don't, and you are running out of time. Even though there's 15 days left, it's still more than American Survivor at the moment, more than half of American Survivor at the moment. But there's still There's still plenty of time, but at the same time, there's not much time. If you're going to sit back, and the strange thing that we get, Sam starts to say at that final tribal council where Shay ends up going, that the strong six, we've got to be, imagine we're a strong six. You're a different six than you were 2 days ago. You're not a strong six. And for anyone to buy that, like, there's only one winner. This whole concept that Australian Survivor seems to do about really, really stick to this alliance, this bond at the end. It makes no sense. Right now, Dave and Chrissy should have left. They're at the bottom. They can be used. They can be used when Mark and Sam or Jordan and Josh want to attack the other couple. They'll be used as swings there. But they're still got to compete against a couple. They really should be breaking that up really quickly. It just doesn't make much sense. So I feel like if Geordie had planted those seeds a little bit earlier, given them time to grow, he might have had more chance. Because obviously the vote ends up, one person votes for KJ, 2 people vote for Mark. So what was that? It would have been Shay. I didn't watch the votes at the end. I was running around doing stuff. But Shay, I'm assuming Shay and Geordie vote for Mark. So Michelle doesn't. Who's left? Michelle out of the twins left. So Michelle doesn't. Michelle plays it safe. Dave doesn't. One votes for KJ as one of that big group votes for KJ just as an off the cuff safety net. I'm assuming if there's an idol played, yet everyone should know both idols where they are, unfortunately. So it becomes this really interesting situation where Dave and Chrissy should have jumped ship. They had an opportunity to jump ship. They had reason to jump ship. And Geordie's plan to go for Mark. Yeah, I don't know who voted for KJ. It's really bizarre. I have no clue who voted for KJ. I really should have watched that, or I should have done some research, or I should have been more prepared and checked out who voted for who online. God, I suck at being organized, but that's okay. I think the KJ vote just would have had to have been for the safety of, hypothetically. I mean, one vote on KJ does nothing unless the vote on KJ is from Michelle, which then becomes really confusing again, because why? Why does she vote for KJ? Michelle's been like, it can't have been Michelle. It might have been a Chrissy or a Dave or something. It's odd. There was room to move. And voting for Mark was great. That idea of voting for Mark while the heat's on Sam, take it off Sam. Even though I do think Mark eventually wins the game, I actually slightly hoped that they would have pulled that off and got rid of Mark, because I love when people take that initiative and start to go, hang on a second, this is the main target. We don't want the main target because they're going to expect it. Let's go for someone else. And that's really important gameplay. And I think I'm really liking that from Geordie. I would love Geordie and Shay to get to the end. I would assume now Shay goes off. Shay's now on Purgatory or Redemption Island or Exile Island or whatever they're going to call it. Sounds like they're calling it Purgatory, which is weird for JLP to kind of throw it out there. Where are you, heaven, hell, or purgatory? In that challenge, she's already kind of preempting this is where we're going. Shay goes there. My next assumption would be Sam. Sam loses. Sam won't win the challenge. Sam may feel confident enough after that tight 6. Won't play her idol because they want those idols. They want to hold on to those idols as long as they can. Sam goes home, or not goes home. Sam goes to Purgatory and competes against Shay. Shay obviously wins. Shay comes back in the game. Shay may end up going on that similar to Hayley's hero journey. But I really thought Hayley from Brains vs. Brawn was an absolute amazing player. Aside from a couple of mistakes, which did get her voted out, she's a much better player than Shay. Shay's just a great physical competitor. Does she still have an idol? Does Shay still have an idol? I don't know. I think Shay might have. No, she doesn't have an idol. She would have played it. Silly. I know, that's right. She played it a while ago when I thought she was hopefully going to play it for Sandra. She wanted to get rid of it. So Shay will come back in. Does that mean she goes on? I thought Shay could have that underdog story, but now the underdog story at the moment, the edit is kind of pushing Geordie as the underdog. Yeah, she burnt it. Definitely burnt it when she wanted it to when the votes were on Sandra. Stupid to burn it. Like if you wanted to play it like I would have played it for Sandra. 100% would have played it for Sandra. I was hoping as a huge super fan, I would have hoped they played it for Sandra because I wanted her to stay in for as long as I could, as long as she could. But I just it just goes to show that no one seems to want to play an idol properly on Australian Survivor, or no one knows how to play an idol properly. Like we had Khan holding on to it for so long. Oh, sorry, I've got to wrap this up. My little baby's awake and my partner has to go. But Lexi, thanks for joining me. I'll be on Reality Pop hopefully tonight at 9:30, and we'll go into a deeper dive then. Thank you very much. I'll be here next week. See you.